Suriname en Jamaica willen hun bilaterale relatie verder versterken. Deze intentie werd vandaag, woensdag 24 juni 2026, uitgesproken tijdens een ontmoeting tussen president Jennifer Gilling-Simons en de Jamaicaanse premier Andrew Holness. De regeringsleiders voerden op het presidentieel paleis gesprekken over verschillende onderwerpen, waarna zij een korte persbriefing gaven. Beide landen zijn voornemens om samen te werken op een aantal gebieden, zoals olie en gas, energiezekerheid, landbouw, toerisme, handel en industrie, connectiviteit. En er kwam ook aan de orde het wegtrekken van gekwalificeerde arbeidskrachten, waaronder zorgpersoneel. Wij voeren nu naar het volgende moment vanuit het presidentieel paleis.
En we hebben bilateral gehad, dus een bilateraal gesprek. We waren eerder al even begonnen toen we een CARICOM-vergadering hadden en we hadden ons voorgenomen om de bilaterale relatie tussen Suriname en Jamaica verder te onderzoeken en te versterken. Do we have English press here? Niet? Okay. Yeah, one. Okay. Well, I'll speak Dutch, but I'll say something in English as well. So, the Prime Minister and I have, with our delegations, have met, and we have elaborated and explored several subjects, being the first, of course, energy security and our oil and gas future of Jamaica and Suriname. And we are prepared to work together and promote for our different companies, state oil companies, to meet each other and improve and continue cooperation. We have mentioned and discussed tourism, agriculture, trade and investment, the movement of skilled labor, and general cooperation between our countries. So I think that the Prime Minister will go further, but I will continue in Dutch now. We hebben de verschillende onderwerpen besproken die van belang zijn voor Jamaica en Suriname. Ik heb genoemd in de eerste plaats natuurlijk de energietoekomst van Suriname en Jamaica. Jamaica is ook bezig daarmee, heeft ook een staatsbedrijf. En we zullen met elkaar ervoor zorgen dat onze staatsbedrijven elkaar spreken om te kijken op welke manier kan worden samengewerkt. We hebben echter, zoals u dat van me hoort, een aantal andere sectoren die we willen versterken. Toerisme is een van de sectoren. Eerder had ik al met de premier afgestemd over training in toerisme. En dat hebben we dus weer op de agenda gezet. Omdat Jamaica heel veel jaren ervaring heeft met toerisme. En het is niet alleen de business, maar het is ook governance, het is wetgeving om die sector tot ontwikkeling te brengen en te versterken. Verder hebben we over agriculture gesproken, landbouw, agrarische sector. En hoe investeringen uit Jamaica de sector kunnen helpen, sneller kunnen helpen opstarten. We moeten zeggen dat Jamaica al veel van Suriname importeert. Wat we noemen in het Engels a trade deficit in feite. Jamaica is importing from Suriname en Suriname wil nu investment in de agrosector, zodat je een win-win situatie hebt voor de beide landen. En in Suriname onze agrosector daardoor ook een boost kan krijgen. We hebben het over toerisme gehad, dat heb ik al aangegeven. Maar we hebben het ook over verbindingen gehad, connectivity zoals we dat noemen, luchtvaartverbindingen, zeeverbindingen. Omdat handel, wat we noemen trade en investment, moet je connections hebben, verschillende verbindingen. En we hebben het daar ook over gehad dat we met elkaar ook binnen CARICOM dat zullen gaan promoten. De landen zien voordelen. Kijk, Suriname heeft ervaring in de oil and gas. Zij hebben ervaring in toerisme. We kunnen van elkaar leren. En we hebben afgesproken dat dan ook inderdaad te gaan doen. We hebben allebei last van labor migration. Onze verpleegsters en zo, die trekken weg naar andere landen. We hebben daar ook even over gesproken hoe we dat zouden kunnen aanpakken en wat Suriname denkt. In het algemeen kunnen we zeggen dat de regeringen van Jamaica en Suriname die willen samenwerken, de cooperation versterken, om zodoende de bevolkingen van beide landen natuurlijk een betere toekomst te geven. So, for English speakers, Suriname and Jamaica in general, all the sectors we've mentioned, specifically also the connectivity, the experience of Jamaica also with improving the airport. We're also looking at that in Suriname. And we are determined to improve and strengthen our bilateral relationship. That was what I have told the Surinamese press.
Madam President, you have a beautiful country, and in some ways it reminds me of home. Jamaica and Suriname have had established diplomatic relationships now for 50 years. In November we celebrate 50 years, and we have not developed the relationship as much as we could have. The potentials that have existed there, we, in our discussions, in our bilateral discussions, we have agreed that we will pursue the potentials and possibilities that exist between Jamaica and Suriname. I'm going to ask you to forgive me. I don't know Dutch, so I will proceed in English. Oil and gas, obviously, is an area for growth in this region, and Jamaica takes careful note of the developments in this area in oil and gas. You have had successful discoveries which are now maturing into deliveries of oil and gas and revenues for your economy. But the development of oil and gas in the region creates the possibility for the region for our own energy security between Trinidad, Guyana, and Suriname. The CARICOM regional energy security is now within reach, providing, of course, that governments cooperate in strategic ways. I jokingly mentioned at the oil and gas conference that Jamaica is not known for oil and gas, and therefore it is quite a surprise that I am invited to speak at an oil and gas conference. But I believe that Suriname is taking note as well that Jamaica has started exploration offshore for oil and gas. And so far, the results have shown that there is the possibility of an active petroleum system offshore in some of the areas of exploration. We have not confirmed anything yet. There is no confirmation of any commercial quantities, but it is promising. But of course, you know the experience. You have been developing your gas and oil fields for over 40 years. So from the point of discovering potential to discovering that there are commercial quantities to be able to exploit those, it's a long time. And we are interested in learning from your journey to shorten ours. So a part of our bilateral discussion was to cooperate on the exchange of learning, exchange of knowledge and information. But Jamaica does have experience in oil and gas. We do have a state oil company, as you have in Statoli here in Suriname. We have Petrojam in Jamaica, and we have agreed that both state oil companies will collaborate and cooperate, not just in the exchange of information, but Petrojam in Jamaica operates a refinery, and each refinery in the region, provided that we invest in them, that we upgrade their technology, increases the opportunity for the region to get the value added from oil and gas. So it's not just to extract from the earth and export to somewhere else, but we should have the potential regionally. Now this takes large investments, but we should at least have the ambition to start working together regionally to use the oil and gas potential, including the refining potential, to ensure that we have energy security. In my presentation to the Oil and Gas Conference, I pointed out that the strategy is not to be dependent only on oil and gas. It is clear that the energy demands in the future is going to rise, and it is probably going to rise at a much faster pace than we are able to provide new discoveries of oil and gas, increase the efficiency of the use of oil and gas, and to replace old fields and potential supplies that have gone dormant. So there will be need for a mix. There will be need for an expansion in renewables and possibly the development of nuclear. So this strategy is to, yes, we will develop oil and gas, we will participate in that development, but we will also enhance and accelerate our investments and use of renewables and position ourselves to be able to use nuclear when that becomes available for small countries like ours to put in our energy mix. We also discussed agriculture and the potential of the use of the agricultural resources that are available in countries like Suriname and Guyana that can be used to supply markets like Jamaica and other countries in the region. And we have agreed that we will intensify our cooperation and collaboration in this area. So we could have Jamaican investors investing in large-scale industrial agriculture in countries like Suriname and Guyana. So we're going to be exploring that. We discussed tourism. Jamaica's tourism industry is very deep. I would say we have close to 100 years of experience in tourism. Our tourism product is diverse, but heavily focused on sun, sea, and sand. Slightly different from the natural environment of Suriname, which would be more ecotourism, but still tourism, it's tourism, it's tourism. There is a base of skills that would be needed. And so Jamaica is most willing to collaborate and support the development of the tourism industry here, certainly in terms of the creation of the legal framework, the fiscal framework, and the training of the skills needed. Because let's face it, 90% of tourism, it's the people, it's the hospitality culture, and that comes through years of training and expertise development. And we're willing to share what we have learned in that regard. We discussed connectivity. One of the reasons why the region is not able to exploit all the resources that are positioned all around, it's we just don't have the connectivity, whether it is air or sea. And we have proposed and are discussing an air services agreement, which could see direct flights between our two countries. So that is being structured now as we speak, and hopefully that can be finalized very soon, providing both our sides work assiduously towards that. We discussed as well managing labor mobility in the region. In the development discussions, sometimes we focus heavily on the movement of capital, investments. We focus on access to resources, being able to extract oil or get access to a beach for hotel or tourism development. But we don't pay much attention to labor and skills. And for most of the countries now that are experiencing an economic boom, it is becoming very visible that the constraint on the growth horizon is labor, particularly skilled labor and expertise. And so countries have to be very strategic in how we position ourselves to take advantage of the opportunities that will present themselves coming from natural resources, for example. You definitely you must have the skills to be able to not just to exploit the natural resources, but to use them in a sustainable way to create prosperity, but more so to create dignity for the peoples of our country. So skills absolutely important, and the training of skills is critical. So we have decided to pursue how we can cooperate in training, tourism, in oil and gas, in these areas of skills that we will all need for the expansion of our economies. We discussed that our nations both have shortages in the health sector, that we train our nurses and they leave us to go to the United Kingdom or the Netherlands or the United States, and then we end up having to strike up deals with other countries to have their nurses come. So we need to be structured in the way in which we manage labor mobility and migration. So these are the areas that we discussed in our bilaterals, and I'm confident that as a result of my visit and our meeting and the commitment on both sides, that both Jamaica and Suriname will see benefits flowing from this.